If you can, please download or print out the PDF file on the description below so you can work with me. Let me write down the equation first. So 3 over 2 plus 4x is equal to 3x. To solve this, first of all, we need to get rid of the fractions. So times everything by 2x. We want to get rid of this 2 and we want to get rid of this x. So 2 times x is 2x. So we times 2x for every term, of course, times 2x. So these 2 you cancel out. So 3 times x is 3x. And this x cancel with this x. So leave with 4 times 2 is 8. So just write 8. And 2 times 3 is 6. X times x is x squared. Then the next step is we need to write this equation into general form. The general form is ax squared plus bx plus c is equal to 0. So I move a on this side and 3x on this side. The reason is because I like to keep a is positive. That's all. There is no any other reason. You can move the 6x squared on the other side. It's still fine with that. So I just write 0. This becomes 0 equal 6x squared and then minus 3x minus 8. And this is exactly the same as 6x squared minus 3x minus 8 is equal to 0. So a is 6, b is 3 negative, c is negative 8. The quadratic formula is x is equal to negative b plus or minus b squared minus 4ac. And of course, square root of this over 2a. So that will give me x is equal to negative b. b is minus 3. So negative 3, so it becomes positive 3. I just write 3. Plus or minus negative 3 all square is 9. Otherwise, you just write minus 3 all square. Please note, do not write minus 3 square. Because if you write this, you put in a calculator, it will be wrong. Because minus 3 square is minus 3 times 3. That give me negative 9. If you put minus 3 all square, this means that minus 3 times minus 3, which is 9. So this is correct, this is wrong. If you come across with negative number squared, make sure you put a bracket, okay? So now minus 4a, so 4 lots of a is 6, so I put times 6. Times by c is negative 8. So just write this and then square root of that. All over 2a, so 2 times 6, so which is 12. So now I just put in the calculator. I do the inside square root first. So 9, I just type 9, okay? Otherwise type exactly the same up here on the screen. And that's how you do it. 4 times 6 times negative 8. That would give me 201. So equal to 3 plus or minus 201 square root of that over 12. So this becomes 3. I do the minus first. So square root of 201 and then divide by 12. So that will give me negative 0.931 because of the 1 less than 5. So therefore the answer is negative 0.93. So right, therefore x equal negative 0.93. Now for the plus bit, I'm just going to change into plus. I'll delete this and put a plus. That give me 1.431. Again, the number that after 3 is less than 5. So the answer is 1.43. Or x equal 1.43. Please stop the video and try this one yourself. X squared plus 4 over 3x is equal to 1. Step number 1, I times everything by 3 because I want to get rid of the fractions. and it's easier, that's all. So times by 3, give me 3x squared plus 4x is equal to 3. Go times every term by 3. And I move the 3 on this side, so become general equation. So 3x squared plus 4x minus 3 is equal to 0. So A is 3, B is 4, C is negative 3. The quadratic equation is x is equal to negative b plus or minus b squared minus 4ac. Square root of that over 2a. Now this will give me x is equal to negative b is 4, so it becomes negative 4, plus or minus b squared, so 4 squared is 16, otherwise just write 4 squared, and you can use calculator later, minus 4 lots of a, so that means 4 times a, which is 3, and times c, which is negative 3, and square root of this over 2 lots of a. A is 3, so 2 times 3 is 6, which equal to, so I put in a calculator, I just do inside the square root first, so 16 minus 4 times 3 times negative 3. So that gives me 52. So negative 4 plus or minus 52 square root over 6. So therefore x is equal to, then I just put in a calculator. So I just go fractions, negative 4, I do the minus first, so square root of 52 over 6. So the answer is negative 1.87. So negative 1.87. And now, so the plus is 0.535, so at the one after 3 is 5, so halfway we add 1 to 3, so 0.54. 0.54. Next one. So this is exactly the same method, except we leave it in simplicity form. Or in another word, exact form. Let me write out the equation first. 1 plus 2x is equal to x times 3x minus 2. First step, I remove this bracket first. So I do write this down first. So 2x, x times 3x is 3x squared. X times negative 2 is minus 2x. Again, I make it into general form, but because this is positive, I better leave in this form, so it's easier. That's all. 0 is equal to 3x squared. I write this right hand side down first, and then minus 2x, because it's positive 2x, move on this side. Nothing in front of 1 means positive, you move over, become negative. Like this. So I simplify this. So give me 3x squared minus 4x, because negative 2x and minus another 2 is negative 4, and negative 1, this 0. So this is exactly the same as 3x squared minus 4x minus 1 is equal to 0. This will give me a is equal to 3, b is equal to negative 4, c equal to negative 1. And the quadratic formula is x is equal to negative b plus or minus b squared minus 4ac, and square root of this over 2a. This will give me x is equal to negative b is minus 4, so negative give you a positive, so I just write 4 plus or minus b squared, so b squared, so negative 4 squared is 16, otherwise you can just write negative 4 or square. Remember the bracket, okay? And minus 4 lots of a is 3, I can write like this, and then c is negative 1, like that. And then square root of that over 2 lots of a is 3, so 2 times 3 is 6, which equal to, so I can just put this in the calculator. If you can do in your head, you can just quickly do it. Otherwise, You go 4 squared is 16. And 2 negative give you plus. Otherwise, just put in the calculator. 4 like this, 3, and then negative 1 bracket. So that should give me 28. So 4 plus or minus 28. And square root of this over 6. But then this is not the simplest form. So to do this, I need to simplify further. Please note, 28 is equal to 4 times 7, because 4 is a square number. So square root of this is equal to square root of this. So square root of 4 is 2. So this will give me 2 square root of 7. So this is equal to 4 plus or minus 2 square root of 7 over 6. 4 and 2 square root of 7, the common factor is 2. So I take the 2 out. So 4 divided by 2 is 2, plus or minus 2 square root 7 divided by 2 is square root 7 over 6. So this cancel out, that gives me 3. So the answer is equal to 2 plus minus square root of 7 over 3. Please stop the video and try this one yourself. X 2 minus x minus 8x is equal to 4. So step number 1, I need to remove the bracket first. So 2 times x is 2x. 2 times minus x is minus x squared. And negative ax is equal to 4. On the right hand side, I can simplify. So I'd write this negative 2x squared first. And then 2 minus 8 is negative 6, so negative 6x. Therefore, I move this out, become negative 4. So that becomes 0. Now, they're all negative. So I times everything by negatives to make it positive. It's easier, that's all, because with negative number, very easy to make mistake. So I get rid of the negative. So times everything by negative 1. So that becomes x squared plus 6x plus 4 is equal to 0. A is 1, B is 6, and C is 4. The quadratic formula is x is equal to negative b plus or minus b squared minus 4ac and square root of this over 2a. So x equal to negative b is 6, so that becomes negative 6, plus or minus b squared, 6 squared is 36, and minus 4ac, so 4 times a is 1, times c is 4, times 4, and square root of this over 2 lots of a, 2 times a is 1, so 2 times 1 is 2. Which equal to, so I do inside bracket first, so 36 minus 4 times 1 is 4, so just times by 4 we do, so that give me 20, so negative 6 plus or minus 20, but don't forget square root of course, over 2. This is not the simplest form, so you need to simplify further with the square root of 20. Because 20 is equal to 4 times 5. So it's square root of 20, which means square root of this. So square root 4 is 2. Square root 5, you can't do much. So just write this down. So that is equal to negative 6 plus or minus 2 square root of 5 over 2. Negative 6 and 2 root 5, the common factor is 2. So I take the 2 out. So negative 6 divided by 2 is negative 3. And plus or minus 2 root 5 over 2 becomes root 5. Bracket over 2. Now these 2 cancel out. So therefore, x is equal to negative 3 plus or minus square root of 5. Thank you so much for watching.